Alright, so today I'm going to show you guys how to take apart a General Pump washdown gun. They come in blue, they come in white, and they come in red. They might come in other colors, I don't know. I didn't even know they had a white till I got on eBay and saw that I got this one for like $60 on eBay, $60 or $65, and come to find out it's not stainless steel internals, but I've had good luck with the non-stainless steel, so I think you just ought to save the money and buy the cheaper guns. But anyway, so I'm going to show you how to take this apart. I've tried several different ways of getting these rubbers off here, these rubber bumpers. So you know, there's just no easy way of doing it, you know, short of maybe putting it in boiling water. You can twist it all day long, nothing, whatever. Unless you're the Hulk, you can't really pull them off that way. So I use my pliers. This is the way I do it. Oh, first off, when you get these guns, sometimes right out of the package, they stick. So there's a plastic to plastic rubbing area in here that it just sticks. It needs some thick lubricant in there. And then some you'll get and they'll go, you know, a few months. Some might even go longer, but I have had mine stick right out of the box. You know, you can just feel it. It feels like plastic to plastic galding. So I think what you need to do when you get a brand new gun, whether it sticks or not, you should tear it apart and lubricate it. And I found that it's good for at least 125 houses if you lubricate it properly. Now, a lot of people have figured out where to drill holes through here to squirt a lubricant in there, and that'll work for a little bit, but that thin lubricant, you know, quickly falls off, wears off. I, in the beginning, was shooting silicone lube up in here, and you could get it in there the same way as that drilled hole, but it never lasted very long. So it'd get you through a few days. So I'm going to show you how to do it the right way. So take my pliers and grab right here and pull, squeeze and pull like that, and that's just as easy as it gets right there. This side like that, and well, a little bit more. It's, you know, not the easiest thing to do, but it doesn't really hurt this rubber part. This rubber part is really robust, and when you put it back on, it goes on real easy. You just pop it on. I'll show you that in a minute. But anyway, these bumpers cover these screws, so we got to take those off. Oh, here, forgot, we got to take this bumper off too. Sorry about that. The small one's a little easier. There we go. Okay, 6 screws. Let's get those babies off. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to take this clip off here, like so. Just pull it up with a pair of pliers, pull it out, and then we're going to separate this thing. Let me get my trusty knife out here. When you're separating it, try to hold this lever in there like this so it don't pop out, so you can kind of look how it's all put in there. So let's see how it works. You see right here, you've got 2 ramps, and you can tell I've greased it before, but it's time, like so. So this pin pulls out, so we want to pull this pin out like so. This whole mechanism comes out, like this. So you can see that. You can just lube this part here. But what I do is I take it apart and lube the stem. And that makes it real greasy. I mean, real smooth like glass. So this is the best grease I found. You can go to Home Depot. It's the Gunk brand. Other brands are thinner. This Gunk brand of plumber silicone grease, the tub of it's about $5, about as cheap as you can get. But the grease is thick. I mean, it's really thick. Holds itself together. I mean, look at that. So the thicker, the better. Now, if you're scared to tear it apart the rest of the way, you can just take and lube right here, these ramps. Put a generous amount on there. If you want, you can put a, you know, bunch right there and a bunch right there, and that will do like, that'll give you like an 80% job. Still not a total job. So what I'm going to do is show you how to take the rest of it apart. So here we go. All right, so we're going to take this adjustment barrel off. Note there's an O-ring right here that, okay, that goes in this little groove right here, and it somewhat seals off the plunger here from any contaminants. It's not like it's not a true waterproof you know, O-ring right there, but it does keep the trash out. But if you happen to lose it, I wouldn't care. So that comes off, this comes off. Now we're left with the stem. So you're like, how do I lubricate that stem? So we're going to take it out. So we have to take this nut off here. I would call that a gland nut. That's a gland nut too. But anyway, when you clamp it, don't clamp here where the pin goes through. Clamp or hold it, you know, like that. Just a pair of pliers will do it. So we're loose, like so. Now there's a spring behind it, but it's not a spring that's 100% under compression. So once you get this nut so far out, it just falls out. So notice how it comes apart. So here's, it's good to set things up how you tear them apart, like that. Okay, so we're going to push this through. So all I did was push against that. So you really don't have to take anything else apart. You can leave the spring in there, you can take it out. It's just, it goes in either way. Another reason to leave it in so you don't drop it. Now this gland nut here, there's an O-ring inside. I don't mess with that, but you can take that off if you want. But it's just holding an O-ring, and unless your gun starts dripping out this way, you don't have to change that O-ring. All right, so let's go back together with it. We're going to slide our spring in. We'll take our stem, put some grease on it. Put the stem in first, like so. Alrighty. Push it down in there. Now we're going to take our seal. If your seal is worn, then put the flat side down. So we'll put it down like so. Now we're going to take our gland nut, or you know, I don't even know what you'd call it, just a retaining nut, but it's also the cone for the jet. So you know, you just push it down and spin that baby in. I'm going to tighten that up, and it doesn't have to be like extremely tight. like that. Alright, so this stem has two flats on it. There's a flat there, I think you can see it, and one down here. Those need to be at the 12 and 6 o'clock position. Just take and spin those where they're top and bottom. Here's our rub block here. I've already got it pre-greased. So grease it there. That's the only place it needs to be greased. These two bosses go down like so. So put this on. So there you are on that. We'll go ahead and just put this adjustment nut on there so nothing falls apart. Now, this is our, trigger. It needs to be lubed too, so put a little grease right here. When I say a little, put quite a bit on there. Build it up. Put this back on like so. If you want, you can start the pin right now. Let's lubricate that pin like so. Put the pin on. So we're making like a sub-assembly. So when it comes out of the bottom here, it goes into this corresponding hole or boss. Now this O-ring here, we can lubricate this. Get some grease on here, lubricate this adjustment screw. Bring the O-ring out where it's going to rest in that groove. Like that. Push this pin down, make sure it's in that bottom boss. Like so. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten this up, and holding this down here, just see how it works. Works like greased lightning. Okay, so there we go. Do a final little inspection. Everything looks good. Top goes on. Squeeze it together first with your hands. Let's get those screws back in. I'll fast forward through this part. Okay, so got that in there. Put your rubbers back on. Always good, especially if you're a teenager. Get them rubbers on. Pop it on like so. So there's 3 different sizes. So the thinner one goes up on top like that. The medium one goes down here. Much easier to go on than it is coming off. Now we got a gun that just, that thing's like glass. So you can put this trigger clip on if you want. Some people take them off. I can't say that it actually gets in the way, so I guess that's why I'm leaving it on there, because I don't recall ever using it. Like that. And there you go. That's good for 100 to 125 houses, just like that. And that's better than squirting oil in it every 4 or 5 houses. So, and some of you, if you're doing 100 houses a year, that's going to last a whole year. So there you go. I just want you to, these guns last me a long time because I do that. I don't see any corrosion, really any issues with it being non-stainless steel. So I say save your money, get these off of eBay and Amazon for when they're on sale for like 60, 65 bucks. Now, the one problem I find with these is when you're doing a fan or a cone, that the droplets aren't atomized as much as I'd like. So I am going to do a review on this. We all know what it is, the Water Boss. I bought this on eBay for, I made an offer of $60 and I got it. So you can get them all day long, it looks like, on eBay for $67. But I just made an offer of $60. They took it, which is good. It comes with 2 tips. Now I know if you guys have been looking at the Water Boss, you know that some people are selling the Water Boss with an upgraded stainless steel nozzle tips or orifices. But if you go to the Water Boss website, you can buy these orifices for $11 a piece. So if you buy a gun off of eBay for, let's say, $60 to $70, and a couple of stainless steel orifices for $22, you're way under what you can get elsewhere. But I don't care if it's plastic, to be honest with you. I'm going to run it like that and see how long it lasts. Huge difference in weight and size. What I'm hoping here is that this atomizes my mist. Sometimes I just want a nice mist, a fine coating, and I just can't get that with this. It wants to put on too much material. Nothing wrong with it, but I think the orifice is just a little too big for my pump. So we're going to try this. So stay tuned on my next video. So thanks for watching my video. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and share. And I'll talk to you on the next one. Take care. Bye.